The outcomes in the IoT with the infusion of AI are going to make IoT a lot more meaningful as an experience. And this will apply to not only consumer use cases, like you and me interacting with our IoT devices. It's going to be a lot more contextual, but also in the industrial context where you'll get better outcomes for industries. And so to that end, we are actually launching our Astra platform, which is a new embedded line of compute from Synaptics that will be the cornerstone for IoT platforms moving forward.
My name is Bolaji Ojo. I am managing editor and publisher of the publication. We are joined today, gladly, by Vikram Gupta. Vikram is Senior Vice President and General Manager of IoT Processors and also Chief Product Officer at Synaptics. Vikram, it's a pleasure to have you.
Great to be here.
Also, Vikram has his colleague, Venkat Kodavati, Manager of Wireless Products also at Synaptics. Venkat, pleasure to have you also.
Excited to be here, Bolaji and
Right.
Junko.
All right, so I'm going to turn over to Junko Yoshida now for the first set of questions. It's going to be an interesting conversation today.
Hi, this is Junko Yoshida. Well, great to meet both of you. And I think this is a great time for us to catch up with Synaptics again. I seem to recall late last year, one of our colleagues, Ron Wilson, wrote a story about Synaptics, and headline said, Synaptics plays Go to win IoT market. I think at that time, Synaptics was talked about that what are the IoT companies that it has acquired and what sort of specialized IP it has. It was obvious Synaptics had the big ambition to cover a range of use cases. So this is, my first set of questions is that, this is a company that has changed quite a bit over the years. So how are things going? And can you describe how things are changing now?
Yeah, I can start and then Venkat can jump in. So you're right, we're going through a lot of changes. I would call it a transformation, actually. And if you look back at the history of Synaptics, we were founded in 1986 on the back of research done by our founders in neural networks. And the company has, evolved from applying those techniques on touch products to begin with, for which it was well known, and eventually to display technologies focused on both the PC and mobile side, to really focusing on the IoT. And we have, over the last 4 years, since our latest CEO, Michael Hurlston, joined the company, focused on acquiring technologies around bolstering our move towards the IoT. So the acquisition of the Broadcom connectivity products, the audio and audio products of DSPG, and also vision algorithms via the EMSA acquisition. So, a lot of collection of technologies, and this year we are really putting it all together to focus on the foundation pillars of the IoT, namely processing and connectivity, with all these technologies coming together to really make a move towards addressing the market in the right manner for the future. And clearly a big part of that is going to be AI, and we'll talk about it more as we go forward.
Yeah, and just to add to Vikram, right, especially on the connectivity side, in addition to what we acquired, we also now expanding our market reach out, right, into broad markets and BLE, and just doubling down on both connectivity and as well as on the processors, including MCU embedded connectivity products as well as part of Vikram's portfolio. So I think that's where I think we feel like, as Vikram pointed out, it's a transformation of the company, and really Synaptics 3.0, or we call it, I think, and we are really now trying to make a lot more inroads into the IoT space.
All right. So I guess really the meat of the story then, it looks like you have some big announcements coming up, especially in the AI area. And Vikram just mentioned this in his opening note. Tell me that what are you seeing in AI in terms of applicable to the markets you're in? What are the challenges or the market dynamics that you're finding? Because everybody's talking about the edge AI these days. So I want you to give us your take on this.
Yeah. So, if you really step back and look at it, I mean, people have talked about the IoT market for a while now, and the trend of more and more industries moving to becoming connected, is a wave that is happening and it's rampant. And what has happened recently, though, is with the advent of AI, and as you mentioned, a lot of people are talking about AI. AI is bringing in a fresh perspective to the IoT, and it's doing because IoT devices can actually benefit by making intelligent choices at the edge instead of going to the cloud. And when you do things at the edge, what you cover from a usability and a user perspective are you you ensure security, privacy, faster responses, and frankly, it also leads to lower power consumption because you're not necessarily going back to the cloud and you know doing all that stuff there and coming back. So the outcomes in the IoT with the infusion of AI are going to be are going to make IoT a lot more meaningful as an experience. And this will apply to not only consumer use cases like you and me interacting with our IoT devices. It's going to be a lot more contextual, but also in the industrial context where you'll get better outcomes for industries. So we are excited about that wave, and we feel with our technologies, across the various modalities of audio, vision, voice, video, etc., we are well positioned to offer IoT solutions with AI in them. And frankly, we have had AI in our products since 2018, and with our current set of processors, and we have been actively working on use cases around AI for the specific vertical markets we play in today. So we've got a lot of experience in bringing, an AI flavor to some of these end products already. And so we want to take that experience and extend it to the broader IoT.
Well, this is actually revelation to me because I didn't know that you guys have been in AI market, the vertical AI market. Can you give me a couple of examples in that?
Yeah, so specifically, we today, if you look at our portfolio, we offer multimedia processors or compute, as we call it, targeted towards set-top boxes, streamers, and frankly, also, collaboration systems such as voice over IP phones or video conferencing and so on and so forth. So we've been very focused on those verticals.
Yes.
And the SoCs that we have actually have either AI engines, specifically like NPUs that we're all familiar with, or GPUs or DSPs. And what we have been doing is we've been innovating in the space of algorithms and actually either targeting those algorithms to the NPU or to the DSP or both in concert with each other to actually bring AI use cases to the set-top box market or the voice over IP market. So as an example, we recently had a tech day where we showcased a lot of new technology. And one of the demos we showcased was how you can do video analytics while decoding content so that you can either look at what's going on in the scene and identify a person, or you can even take it to the next step and say, okay, that person is wearing that kind of dress. I want to see if I can buy that dress. And so um, it's actually cool to see it in action, right? And so that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what are the other things that people are asking us about. So we're very excited, and the challenge is going to be how we take it and apply it to a broader set of applications, and that's what we're focused on right now.
That is really the key, especially when it comes to the industrial IoT. It is very fragmented, and mainly people who are in the industrial IoT are the embedded guys who are not really. I heard some vendors telling me that well, embedded guys are kind of afraid of AI, because they grew up in the kind of deterministic world. So, what are the challenges are you hearing from your potential customers in the industrial IoT market?
So just to be perfectly candid, we are today very heavily consumer focused. We are pivoting towards the industrial space as well. And there, you are absolutely right. It's a highly fragmented market. And our approach there is going to be that we look at very specific use cases that are well understood, things like predictive maintenance, for instance.
Right.
Some way to tell if your equipment is going to be okay, for whatever function you have deployed that equipment for. If you can get an indication earlier that there is something going on with it and you don't want to have downtime, you can be more proactive about it. I think this is a well understood use case, but there are other things that can happen in an industrial context. You can think of a very automated factory where you have all these robots going around in warehouses. So a lot of contextually looking at what happens from a vision perspective or what the robot is seeing and how it reacts to it, for a given set of use cases that robot is actually trying to do and the environment it is in, those things have to be customized given the application it's being deployed for. And so our approach is going to be for a highly fragmented market to provide the right tools with our solutions, our silicon solutions, so that we can enable our customers to actually create the right outcome for what they want to do from an industrial perspective. So that's how we look at it, just to give you a feeling on how we want to approach it.
So I guess the point was that when Synaptics moving heavily, well, maybe not heavily, but moving from consumers to the industrial IoT world, where are you seeing that the challenges and changes you have to bring in the connectivity world from consumer to IoT, the industrial IoT?
I think as Vikram pointed out, Janko, I think we are primarily focused on consumer right now, but we are making the move to industrial and enterprise, other segments as well. But coming to industrial, as you know, it requires more stringent conditions, right? It has to operate a stringent condition. So we are making our products much more robust across the temperature range, and also other things that industrial look for is how easy to deploy, right? And use the SDKs to port their applications on top of connectivity and processor. So those are the things that we are focusing on, in addition to adding MCU embedded connectivity devices, building the ecosystem around it with the SDKs and making it robust across much more stringent operating conditions is what we are looking to bring to the table. In terms of, in general, connectivity, I think is one of the cornerstone of IoT, right? The way it has to be is that all these devices have to be connected to cloud, or like interact between them within the like either industrial environment or smart home, and on top of it, sometimes assist AI processing on these edge devices using wireless as a medium. So I think these are the three things that we always look for, is to maintain a robust link to cloud.
Yes.
distribute the either video, audio data within the edge devices in an environment and assist AI processing using wireless sensor information.
Interesting. So we're not talking about doing everything at the edge. You're talking about the leveraging that strength in your wireless connectivity realm, that you'll be able to bring in some of the necessary assistance through the edge AI itself. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for example, one of the applications we just showcased at our tech day was the wireless sensing, right? This is the application where, like, the edge device that we have, AI device, will use the channel state information from the wireless and feeds it into our VS680 or one of the processors that we have, which actually runs the algorithms to know whether somebody is present in the room, or somebody is breathing, right, or somebody is like somebody is standing around in the room and things like that.
Right.
So I think that's where we can augment the AI capabilities of our devices.
Interesting. All right. Very good. So my next question is for Vikram. I think, as I said, some embedded guys are kind of afraid of AI. I think developers do need some help to get off the ground with their IoT AI designs. How can you help?
No, it's a great question, and we keep hearing about this from various other industry sources as well, right? I think everybody talks about AI, everybody knows that it's going to be relevant. A lot of cases, folks are wondering what does it mean for me? And I think there is a sentiment of, okay, for my use case, for my applications, I have a notion of what AI means or how it could improve the experience, but I need help on making it from a concept into reality. So in some cases, our customers are investing in their own data scientists and models and so on and so forth to start that journey. In other cases, our customers, know that they have lots of data and they don't know what to do with that data. So we are taking the approach of, okay, how do we help them create meaningful IoT products? And they can either come to us with their models to begin with, or they can come to us with data and we can help them create models with the tooling that we provide. And so the way we approach that is by having some basic models for basic applications that we're targeting, enable them with our tooling to use their data to train those basic models to give them a great starting point. And then once you have models, then it's a question of actually profiling it and optimizing it and compiling it to any Synaptics SoC. And we also try to make that experience very easy with the tooling that we provide. So the bottom line is we are trying to take the approach of having the right tools to demystify AI for our customers and help them focus on really their particular use case. So we want to help them differentiate with AI for their products, fundamentally with our tooling.
No, that's a great point. But that gives you some challenges when it comes to that. The experts in the industry are each individual customers, right? They know their specific vertical market very well.
Correct.
So if they are lost in terms of the data or models, you as a chip company, you don't want to be actually pulled into too many directions to hand-holding each industrial customers. So this is the tooling is the portion that you mentioned, right?
That's correct.
So do you have a partner in this tooling world? I mean, how is it going to work?
So we do have partners in the ecosystem that we leverage their expertise for, whether it's for a technology reason or for a domain expertise reason. So that will continue. We absolutely believe in the ecosystem, and we will continue to foster that. But we're also investing in our own tooling so that we can offer the right experience for our customers to help them along that AI journey. So that is an in-house thing. And as I was mentioning, we've had AI engines in our products since 2018. So we have AI expertise inside of the company that we're proud of. And we will continue to invest in that and grow that more so that we come up with more tooling to, so that it matures and helps our customers, bring products to the market. We are known for our customer intimacy. We do very well with working with customers to bring out the best for their products. But we're also looking to take that experience and encapsulate it in a automated fashion with this tooling to start growing from 25 customers to 50 to 100.
Right.
And that's going to be a journey for us. And we understand the challenges involved, but we're up for it.
Yeah, it's a different type of market. It's not about here's my chip, use it whatever you want. I mean, you're actually getting much more involved, right? And you're becoming far more than a chip company. What I really liked about what you said in the very beginning of this conversation is how AI can add context to IoT. I love that portion because I think it matters to the consumers and the users of IoT. It's a great help. Now, from the corporate level, how is AI changing your processors or the product line in general? How AI changing Synaptics? Tell us.
Yeah, so we are taking a fundamentally different approach compared to a traditional IoT provider, as we are letting the world know that we are going to be addressing the IoT market with a very strong AI focus. And we're going to do that by leading and infusing AI into every processor and technology that we have. And so to that end, we are actually launching our Astra platform, which is a new embedded line of compute from Synaptics that will be the cornerstone for IoT platforms moving forward. And it will be very closely paired with our connectivity. And so you can think of it as Astra is covering a whole range of embedded processors with the right software, SDKs, whether it's in the Linux world or the RTOS world, the right AI tooling, as I mentioned, to make the journey easier for infusing AI into the products, having the right ecosystem and hardware for developers who are going to use the products, and on that particular platform, having the right connectivity across the board from Venkat, right? So that whole thing is going to be something that we're going to be standing behind, and we call that Astra, and we're very proud about moving forward in that direction.
All right. You just rattled up Astra, but can you give me what are the basic building blocks of Astra? Just break it down for me simply.
So we're going to be offering a range of embedded processors from our side, and that would cover MPUs on the high end all the way down to MCUs. And the MPUs are obviously going to be high-powered edge devices that basically power IoT products that are typically wall-connected. And they will have high-performance connectivity from the wireless side that we will offer. And it will have, as I mentioned, it'll have the right Linux SDK as well as Android support. And it'll have AI tooling that will enable people to make the right Linux-based products. On the other side of it, we're going to have high-performance MCUs, which will have the right embedded SDKs with RTOS. And it'll have the same kind of AI tooling to create the same look and feel as I mentioned at the higher end. And on the value end of it, we're going to come out with the right connectivity technologies with the right MCUs, all integrated together on monolithic silicon. And it'll have the right SDK, and it'll have the right AI tooling to go along with it. So that entire range of things is going to be under the Astra umbrella, and it's going to cover a wide range of applications from the consumer side all the way to industrial.
Very good. So it's actually to me that one of the biggest takeaway is that actually you're not just bolting AI onto IoT, right?
That's
It's
correct.
usually what happens with MCU companies. Say, oh, by the way, we're going to have this
That's correct.
AI accelerator, so you can just stick this in. But you're
Mhm.
talking about applying AI on every product line. Actually, in closing, Venkat, can you repeat one more time about the how the connectivity portion comes into AI? That was very fresh to me. I had not heard that before.
Yeah, Janko, I think as I was mentioned before, so I think some of this AI applications can be augmented with information from the wireless medium, right? I think what we call wireless sensing, you can kind of harvest the information from the wireless medium to look for presence detection or number of people in a room or like fall detection. There are many applications that you can build using and mining the information from the wireless medium. And that's what we call channel state information. We then feed it to the Astra family of processors which have the AI accelerators and AI tool chains to extract this information and then come up with a signature that will actually highlight what the actual usage of it. I mean, actual information out of it, right? The real information out of it. I think that's why I think it's very crucial that we use the wireless information also in the AI, and vice versa. We're also looking to enhance our wireless performance with the AI, like enhancements, right? I think we can actually improve our range, our video distribution performance, all this using AI as one of the enhancements.
So I guess but in this summary, what I got out of this is almost like you guys are going for Edge AI 2.0. Is that it?
Yes, I mean, I think
Yes.
Venkat described it well in a sense, right? That adding wireless also as a modality into the mix, and using wireless, using audio, video, vision, voice. We have all these technologies which are going to be important, whether from a sensing point of view, to actually feed into our AI engines and tooling that we have to create the right contextual experience for the IoT product. So that's the difference, right? That's the sauce. And all of these technologies and making it easy to go through this recipe of ours to then target it to silicon to then create the right product. That's what we want to be known for. And yes, I like the way you said it. It's going to be a fresh look, and it's going to be Edge AI 2.0 with processors and connectivity all connected together in one solution.
All right, very good on that note. Well, thank you very much for coming to this show. Actually, we call this show Tech Vision, and I think you actually laid out your own vision of what IoT and AI need to work together. Thank you very much for your time, Vikram and Venkat. Thanks.
Thank you, Janko.
Thank you, Janko.